Welcome back to B for Crypto, and yes, we saw this massive pump after we got this news that the Bitcoin spot ETF has been approved. We saw this pump all the way to the $30,600 level, but wait, this was all just major fake news, and we saw that the price of Bitcoin dumped straight back down. So we're going to find out who caused this massive manipulation and what could we expect, because yes, Bitcoin broke this very important resistance and now the price of Bitcoin is within this range. So could we expect that we're going to see a continuation all the way back up to the $30,000 level, or are we going to see this dump straight back down? We're going to look at the charts but also the news to find out who caused this massive manipulation. So let's go directly over to the news. And yes, Cointelegraph posted yesterday, breaking: SEC approves iShares Bitcoin spot ETF. And later on they changed it to reportedly. But this was fake news. The Bitcoin spot ETF hasn't been approved. And Cointelegraph also reached out to BlackRock and also Bloomberg Terminal and removed the post later on. So yes, we have the information that BlackRock says ETF application is still under review by the SEC. So this was just major fake news. But what happened? Yes, one of the employees got a hint from an anonymous person over on Twitter. We apologize for a tweet that led to dissemination and inaccurate information regarding the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF. So this was just one employee spreading too fast this false information without verifying it. But what is really concerning is that we can see over on X that Rollbit posted, and Rollbit is an exchange where you can trade and bet on the price movement of Bitcoin, and as we can see, they posted replying to Cointelegraph, "This is you." Cointelegraph opened the position exactly at the levels of 27,704 and closed their position at 30,270, and they made some profits of 2.25 million. So was this a major manipulation, and Cointelegraph also benefiting from this price movement? Because yes, if we go over to the charts, so on the daily chart we can see that Cointelegraph opened their position exactly here, and they closed the position exactly at the $30,200. We could see that the price movement on some exchanges even reached the price target of $30,600. So yes, this was some major market manipulation caused by Cointelegraph exactly in these regions, and they also benefited from this move, and that's why I think they're going to get a major lawsuit from the DOJ, the Department of Justice, because this is just a major manipulation. But let's look at the price movement to find out what could we expect, because yes, it's obvious we broke this major resistance round about the $27,700 level, and Bitcoin pumped all the way back up into this major resistance zone round about the $30,000 level. But before we're going to go on the 4-hour charts on the lower time frames, we're going to zoom out on the daily chart, because yes, we're first of all going to remove this downwards trend, because yes, we can see that this major downwards trend line, like I showed you on the weekly chart exactly here, is some major resistance. It was resistance here and also here at the top, and here we could also see a major rejection, but Bitcoin bounced straight back up, and now we broke this major resistance. And we can see this resistance exactly here, and Bitcoin just broke through this major resistance area at $27,600, and that's why we're going to remove this downward sloping trend lines, because they aren't relevant anymore. And we can see that the price movement came all the way back up, but we're first of all going to draw the Fibonacci retracement levels all the way from the swing high all the way to the swing low like we had before. Exactly here we could see that the 23.6 was some major resistance, and also we came all the way back up to the 38.2, and yes, we got this major resistance point exactly at the 50% level. So first of all, we could expect, after breaking such an important trend line, we could expect that we're going to retest this trend line and also the resistance that we broke, to retest this resistance as support. So yes, this is what we could expect in the immediate short term, that we're first of all going to see a retracement all the way back down to this major support zone. Because yes, after such a massive pump towards the upside, Bitcoin has to retrace a little bit so that we can consolidate in these areas to move up even higher, because this move starting from the $27,200 to this massive resistance was just a massive manipulation. So the price movement first has to come back to this major breakout point where the price movement was before we saw this massive move. And yes, maybe we would have seen without this manipulation that the price of Bitcoin would have came into this resistance zone, but not with this major pump towards the upside. So yes, this is definitely what we could expect in the immediate short term, but for that we're going to go on the even lower time frames on the 15-minute chart. And yes, we can see we were above this major trend line. Even after we saw this massive manipulation, the price of Bitcoin bounced straight back up and stayed above this trend line. But as you can see, it was support and then resistance, strong resistance, and then the price movement tried to break back up. But as you can see, we got some rejection exactly here. But what is really going to be important is, yes, this major resistance area exactly here, round about the 27,600 US dollars, because we can see that Bitcoin moves in these ranges and we came all the way to the top of this range, even without this manipulation. And now, first of all, we need to test the bottom, this support, the previous resistance as our support, and then we could expect that we're going to see a higher price movement. But what could we expect if Bitcoin is going to break this major support round about the 27,600 US dollars? Then we could expect it, guys, we could even come all the way back down to the 38.2, and this would still be bullish. Because why? Yes, Bitcoin would still be forming a higher low. So first of all, I expect that we're going to see a small retracement to our previous resistance, which will now act as support. But we could also expect that Bitcoin is going to consolidate within these areas. But overall, guys, this is extremely bullish because yes, we saw the first indication what is going to happen if a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved. Then we could expect that Bitcoin is going to pump straight back up. And we're going to see a massive candle if this is actually the real news, because then we could expect that Bitcoin is going to reach our high of 47,000 US dollars in a massive candle towards the upside. Because yes, Bitcoin is the money of the future, and if you want to buy Bitcoin on the spot market or trade it on a leveraged market, go down in the video description below where you can sign up to Bybit, FairDesk or even OKX to buy Bitcoin on the spot market. And keep in mind, FairDesk, you don't need any KYC. So yes, this is what I expect in the immediate short term, that we're first of all going to see a small consolidation. Let's draw the Fibonacci retracement levels from the bottom all the way to the top. And then we can see, yes guys, we could expect a retest of the 61.8, which is also the previous resistance, which now has to turn into support round about the 27,700 to 600 US dollars. So this is what I expect, a small retracement before we're going to see the next pump even higher, breaking this major level, this major next resistance zone at 28,700 US dollars, and that we could expect a pump all the way back up to the 30,000 US dollar level. Because yes, yesterday this was some massive manipulation, but guys, overall, if we look at the monthly chart, this is definitely what we could expect for Bitcoin. Because yes, we could expect a pre-halvening run, and after the halvening, we could expect the next parabolic run for Bitcoin to at least 100,000 US dollars for Bitcoin. So guys, yes, dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And if you like this update, smash up the like button and subscribe, and make sure to be for crypto. And if you want to find out even more about crypto, make sure to watch this video exactly now.